Good morning. I'm here in downtown St. Petersburg, Florida, where the second annual Women's Half Marathon is taking place tomorrow morning. My name is Catherine Mary, and I'm here to show you the gear, the training, and the diet it took for me to prepare for my first half marathon. Now, before you take on any task, you need the right equipment to do it. Let's start with the apparel. You need a good pair of running shorts or pants depending on the weather, some dry wick material to keep the moisture and sweat away from your body. Also, a GPS watch and a heart rate monitor can be very helpful. These help you keep track of how far you're going, at what pace you're running, and your heart rate during that run. Now, for a runner, the most important piece of equipment they can have is their shoes. Now, you need to take into consideration your foot type and your running style when you pick out a pair of good running shoes. After you've got all the right equipment, that's when you can really get started on your training. Training takes a lot of dedication and time and effort, so you need to make it enjoyable. For me, I like to run to music. I like to just put on my favorite tunes and get lost in them. I could run for hours that way. A training plan for a specific distance needs to incorporate a couple different types of runs. Now, you need to have long runs between 10 to 12 miles for a half marathon so that you can keep up your endurance and know that you can make that distance. Also, you need to work in some speed training so that you're able to reach your time goal. Another thing, unfortunately, I hurt my knee last weekend, so the most important thing for me right now is rest, ice, compression, and elevation. That's why I always keep my knee brace and an ice pack handy. Rest is probably the most important thing to remember during a training plan. That way, your muscles have a chance to rebuild and get stronger so that you can keep on training. Now, after your training plan is in full swing, you need to make sure that you can sustain that energy level. And with that, you need the right diet. The most important thing about your diet is your hydration. Dehydration can make you fatigued, and which could lead to bonking out on a run. Energy drinks such as this one includes electrolytes, which keep up your glycemic index level and give you that extra energy. Other energy performance enhancers are bars such as this one or gooey chomps like this one. Those you can eat right before a run and they'll keep you going the whole way. Carbohydrates are the perfect thing for energy right before a big run such as that. Now, these are the key components that you need to get started on a training plan. Don't forget, you need the right equipment, the right training plan for you and your goal, and the right diet to sustain that energy. These should all help you reach that goal of 13.1 miles. Now, I used all these things within the last few months, and I'm going to try and hit my goal tomorrow morning. 13.1 miles. Wish me luck. Thank you.